The confirmed number of cases of the coronavirus in Los Angeles County today comes to a total of 20,417, and the confirmed number of deaths comes to 942. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 242. Hello and welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Ben McCain. It's 4 p.m. on Monday, April 27th. We launched COVID-19 Today 4 weeks ago to bring you live daily updates on how this global pandemic is impacting our city, our residents, and our businesses here in Torrance. We hope you'll continue to join us each day as we do our best to keep you informed and show you how Torrance cares. The Internal Revenue Service released data showing nearly $158 billion have been paid out in stimulus checks to 88 million people so far, and some are still waiting. Payments have been automatic for those who receive Social Security retirement or disability or receive supplemental Social Security income, as well as those who receive railroad retirement benefits and Veterans Affairs beneficiaries. The IRS launched 2 portals to collect information from people who have not filed a tax return in the last 2 years, and for others who have filed but did not give the IRS direct deposit information. For those who are eligible but are not required to file a tax return and don't plan to file for 2019, they should use the non-filer tool on the IRS website. Non-filers can also provide direct deposit information, which will send an electronic payment to a bank account rather than having to wait for a check in the mail. If you usually file a tax return and your direct deposit information is added online, that is, your information is added online, you should use the Get My Payment tool, which allows you to check the status of your payment. According to the Treasury Department, non-filers, along with veterans benefit recipients, should begin seeing payments in early May. Well, the World Health Organization is sending a warning that people who have recovered from COVID-19 may not be immune to a second infection. This word of caution comes as the worldwide death toll tops 200,000, and the confirmed number of cases comes to nearly 2.9 million. The WHO also advised against the use of so-called immunity passports, which have been suggested in some countries as a way to allow people to travel or return to work on the assumption that they are immune to the COVID-19 virus. Officials say at this point in the pandemic, there is not enough evidence about the effectiveness of antibody-medicated immunity. While studies are showing that people who are infected with COVID-19 will develop antibody responses that could provide some level of protection, it's uncertain what that level is or how long the immunity will last. As part of the Federal CARES Act, the new Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, or PUA, will help unemployed Californians who own their own business, are self-employed, are independent contractors, or have limited work history, as well as those who are not eligible for other benefits while being impacted by the pandemic. The provisions of the program include up to 39 weeks of benefits, starting with weeks of unemployment beginning February 2nd, 2020, through the end of the year, depending on when you became directly impacted, plus an additional $600 to each PUA weekly benefit amount you may be eligible to receive. These only include weeks of a claim between March 29th through the end of July. Since this is a new program, each state will need time to develop all of the necessary system programming, forms, processes, and procedures. California's EDD website will be updated as information becomes available. Go to edd.ca.gov. As more Americans wear personal protective equipment to guard against the COVID-19 virus, everyone is reminded to give the earth a little extra love and properly put trash where trash belongs. Los Angeles County officials are reminding everyone that littering is a citable offense. People are reminded to throw away disposable gloves, masks, wipes, and any other form of trash into proper waste receptacles. Local Assemblyman MURATSUCHI is taking time to give back to his community. He joined the Torrance South Bay YMCA staff recently on one of their routes to assist in delivering meals to seniors at their homes. When the coronavirus pandemic hit, the Torrance South Bay YMCA expanded their food delivery program by serving residents in Torrance and Redondo Beach, along with other parts of the South Bay region. Originally, the program delivered meals only to homebound seniors in Carson, as well as serving daily lunches to seniors in Torrance at their facilities. To learn more about the program, you can call 310-602-4909. As the city recovers from a cyber attack in late February, doubled by the coronavirus pandemic, the city announced its website is back in working order. And to find information regarding anything COVID-19 related, you can go to torranceca.gov/COVID-19. There you'll find all you need to know during this pandemic, from a dashboard of confirmed cases throughout the South Bay to restaurants offering takeout service to housing and business resources and much more. That's torranceca.gov/COVID-19. The Torrance Unified School District announced the selection of their new interim superintendent as Dr. Tim Stowe. Stowe has led the district's academic and business divisions. He's considered a problem solver, and the district is looking forward to having his help in navigating the current global health emergency as well as future economic challenges. TUSD also continues to offer grab-and-go meals to local students while the distance learning model is in place. Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 12 p.m., families in Torrance and neighboring communities can stop by any of the 5 locations to pick up 2 meals per student. Students must be present with an adult to pick up these meals. On average, TUSD has distributed 4,200 meals per site each day. Last week alone, they served 21,082 meals, and to date, nearly 113,000 grab-and-go meals have been given. Those 5 locations include Carr, Edison, Torrance Elementary Schools, along with Magruder and J.H. Hull Middle Schools. The Red Car Brewery is hoping to help feed local students who face food insecurities. Owners Bob and Lori Brandt partnered with El Camino College and are selling $25 gift cards, which will be donated to college students. Red Car Brewery donated a few gift cards to kick off the fundraising efforts and are halfway to their goal of getting 50 gift cards sold. Red Car Brewery is located at 1266 Sartori Avenue and have modified their restaurant to accept only takeout orders. The city's Cares to Go program kicks off its 5th week of delivering much-needed essential items to seniors who shouldn't be out shopping during this pandemic. Adults 60 and over who have underlying health conditions or have limited mobility can apply for the Torrance to Go program. Cares to Go program. For $55, you'll get a bag of poultry, meat, fresh, produce, and some cleaning essentials as well. The California Department of Public Health recently released the names of more than 250 skilled nursing facilities throughout the state that have confirmed COVID-19 cases among residents as well as staff. And according to that data, an overwhelming number of LA County-based skilled nursing facilities were among the hardest hit by this pandemic. Here in the city, the Torrance Fire Department has been in contact with all of the senior care facilities in Torrance since the first reported case of COVID-19. They continue to work with each business to assure staff and patients are following LA County Public Health as well as CDC protocols. And joining us today through video conferencing is Torrance Fire Department's Assistant Chief, Carl Busansany. Carl, thank you so much for joining us. How are you guys doing? It's my understanding one of the firemen in ICU. Tell us how you're doing.
I'd say in light of everything, everybody has proven what we had known all along with the rest of the city. We have an amazing amount of resiliency and unity within the city of Torrance. I'll say from the start of the COVID incident, I've been just duly impressed with not only the Torrance Fire Department team, but really the team across the city. Everybody coming together, really rolling up their sleeves and focusing on the task at hand, and then looking at those in our community that really need extra time, care, and effort, and that's our senior citizens within the city. The programs that have been rolled out, the support that we've received, the support that we've been able to show as a city has been remarkable, and that continues to bolster us each and every day as the COVID crisis continues.
Well, tell us about you guys. How are you guys doing?
It is a lot of work. It's been a heavy lift. Day in and day out, we've seen crews that are showing an amazing amount of resiliency, creativity, we're mitigating something that we've never seen before. But falling back on training and our efforts to maintain proper PPE, proper mindset, proper wellness, with a focus, again, solely on the community, I've seen an unbelievable amount of unity within the department, even amongst the crisis, where we've seen folks coming through and coming back strong and stronger than ever.
There were a few Torrance facilities published in a list released by the state's public health department. Carl, what are you seeing at these facilities?
So if you look at our senior care facilities, we were expecting this rise in the number of cases just from the sheer fact of senior care facilities. It is communal living, it's communal health care, and with that, our whole goal from the start has been to slow the spread of COVID-19 within those facilities, knowing that just the sheer nature of the care facilities, the type of treatment that's being administered, and the underlying medical conditions that the patients have make them increasingly prone to the COVID-19 virus. What we're seeing inside the facilities is a very responsive medical staff, a very responsive medical oversight, and a partnership with the local hospitals, the LA County Public Health Agency, as well as with the Torrance Fire Department. We conduct daily calls from the Torrance Fire side. We have weekly calls through LA County Public Health, as well as with the local hospitals, to assure that they have the proper guidelines in place, they're following the best practices from the LA County Public Health, and then they're also making sure that they've got the proper PPE to be able to do their jobs with confidence and with the utmost amount of safety.
Well, Carl, we are so grateful for what you guys do. Tell us about your relationship with these senior facilities and the protocols that you guys are involved with in dealing with the senior facilities.
So we learned some lessons from communities that were affected early on in the COVID crisis. And with that, as soon as we had the first known case within LA County, we partnered with our senior care facilities, had daily outreach with them. Some of the things that we wanted to make sure that they had was, number one, they were taking care of their workforce and making sure that they had health checks in place. Number two, they were aware of best practices for their patients, what PPE should be used, what cleaning products should be used, what type of cleaning schedule should be maintained. And then number three, did they have access to the proper personal protective equipment that was going to be required for a long-term response? And with that, we've had a great synergy with the facilities. We have seen cases slowly come into the city, but I will say through their efforts and through the coordinated efforts of the city and the staff, we've been able to flatten that curve and be able to prepare the facilities for the onset of the COVID incidents for them.
So how are they dealing now that it's my understanding there's no more communal dining and everyone is supposed to wear masks? Are they following those procedures now? Do they understand what they're dealing with?
Yes, and what I will say, and kudos to the facilities, they were implementing that earlier on. They were eating in shifts. They were doing things that limited the amount of occupants within a room. They were taking activities and utilizing the physical distancing. So they would minimize the effect of any communal spread of the COVID virus. So quite honestly, the facilities were already practicing what was recommended. And once again, we're well ahead of the recommendations that were put out from LA County Public Health.
Assistant Fire Chief Carl Besancini, thank you so much for joining us. We want to let you know again that our thoughts and prayers are with you guys and all that you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we'd like to share your story of how you and your family and friends and local businesses are all surviving this health crisis. Whether it's something fun to pass the time or something special you're doing in the community, please tell us about it. Today, we wanted to share how one local organization is saying thank you to local first responders. The Bread of Life Church, located on Lomita Boulevard, donated 600 face masks to Torrance fire personnel at the fire station 1 today to express their appreciation in keeping the residents in Torrance safe. Torrance Councilman George Chin was there to share his appreciation to the church for their generous donations and took the photo for them. And speaking of masks, students throughout Torrance are also doing their part in finding ways to contribute during this health crisis. Here's Torrance High sophomore Talia Brewer making masks and raising funds to help students in need at El Camino College. We love hearing these stories. Please keep them coming so that we can share your story of how Torrance cares. Email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov if you have questions or just want to share, and stay informed by signing up at torranceca.gov/Torrance Alerts and subscribe to the city's Facebook page. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 Today. We hope you'll join us again tomorrow at 4 p.m. as Hiba Samid brings you the latest COVID-19 updates. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.